Victor Chandler is a legend of bookmaking. He's a fourth-generation bookmaker, if nothing else. We're here to talk to him today about his launch into the city with Victor Chandler Financials, his spread betting service. And despite his mild distaste for the City of London, we've come all the way here to Tower 42. You're famous for being innovative in the bookmaking business. You were the first one to Gibraltar. You were very big into poker in the first wave of that. Why financial spread betting?
Well, I wasn't the first into Betfair. That would have suited better. But I think we've got a database. We don't want them to leave our site. We want to be, as far as possible, all things to all men. And we feel we can offer a service. Our database is probably better suited than any of our competitors because a lot of our clients come from the city. And there's a future in it as well, I think, in expanding it. This is the first stage. And we've got lots of plans. It's
an extremely competitive business. Traditionally, it's been city brokers rather than bookmakers coming into it. How can you see it growing?
The plan is this site will be up for about 3 months, and then we'll be looking at Europe, and more especially where we have a big clientele in the Far East. And those are our ambitions for ourselves and for World Spreads.
So you do a lot of business outside the UK, and based in Gibraltar, you've been onshore and off. In these market conditions, have you seen more punting from the UK?
No, I think we view each territory separately, and we've got territory managers, and each one's in charge of developing their own markets. There is still expansion in the UK market, but we're highly focused on. We've got partners in Spain, and we hopefully will get a license there third quarter this year. Launched first with sports betting and then with full range of products. France is opening up. There are probably more opportunities now for companies like ourselves than ever before.
You were also one of the first movers into poker and did so in quite a big way. I mean, obviously that's taken a hit in the US. A lot of investors made and lost money on the poker shares as they grew disproportionately. Can you see that ever coming back?
Obviously there's been a levelling off for everyone, and the figures are published. Everyone knows that the market is contracting as far as the UK is concerned, but there's still tremendous opportunities in Europe, Eastern Europe, and we launched 2 weeks ago in Asia, and we've seen quite a big take-up from China especially.
So let's go into the realms of fantasy here. Victor Chandler PLC prospectus hits my doormat. I'm a private investor. I'm looking to invest in a bookmaker. What am I looking for? How do I price it up?
I think you've got to look at companies that are moving forward quickly and expanding into new markets. And the key is licensing in those new markets. Spain, for example, as I said before, is going to be licensing. France is going to be licensing. The licenses are worth money. I think that's the future.
What about IT?
IT is always a problem. They promise the world and deliver a lot less, and I've never seen a project come in on time or on budget ever. But you live with it. We're very happy with the team we've got together now, and they delivered something a week late, which was a record actually.
Do you actually like the city?
I wouldn't want to be a public company and be part of the city. I think I see too many of my friends that have floated their companies spend too much of their time when they should be running their business, speaking to investors and speaking to the city. It would worry me for myself.
Right, I can't resist talking about horses. You've got Zaynal, big winner in the Victor Chandler Chase this weekend, already in the Triumph Hurdles. What else have you got?
Very little. We've had a terrible season because we had a horse called Tiger Eye that was third favourite for the 1,000 Guineas, and it's a 1 in 10,000 chance she died of leukemia just before Christmas. A big shock to all of us, and most of the people that were involved in that, luckily enough, were involved in Zaynal, which was a big lift. But Nicky Henderson is very, very confident. So I've never seen him as confident. He said this is one of the best jumpers he's ever had, and considering the season he's having, that's a bold statement, I think. But we'll rely on him.
Let me ask you about Victor Chandler 2-3 years from here. What can you see growing, particularly with the spread betting?
I think a lot of questions will be answered in the next 3 months. It worries me that racing can go the way of show jumping and wrestling, etc., that have lost terrestrial TV coverage. And the BBC is the feeder for new for people coming into racing. It generates the interest for new people to come into racing. And I think that's the biggest problem that racing has at the moment. What will happen with the BBC?
Where do you see Victor Chandler 3 years from now?
I've got terrific people working for me now, and just more of the same. Less work for me, more work for them. That's what I see.
Victor Chandler, thank you very much.
Thank you.